What's going on, gang? What's going on? It's your boy Phantm Phuego, Phantm Phuego, and you are tuned into tonight's edition of His Ghetto Point of View, where I bring you the news, previews, and reviews. Yeah, I already know. It's just a twist of my ghetto point of view. Thank you guys so much, as always, for rocking and vibing and, making our time together the best time in the world. I have the greatest audience in life, I swear to God. Whether it's 1,000 of y'all or 100,000, I have the greatest audience that anybody could ever ask for, and I am so grateful. Please make sure to continue to send me your questions, comments, interests, likes. If you have anything you'd like to advertise to our audience here, here's HIS Ghetto, GHETTO point POINT of View, VIEW, his ghetto point of view at gmail.com. That is his ghetto point of view at gmail.com. You can also reach me on my Instagram pages, his ghetto point of view, HDPOV show. Just look up his ghetto point of view. You'll find some way to get in contact with us. But Gmail is really the best, especially if you have any inquiries about being interviewed, having any music shared with our audience, any products you'd like to display or present or promote. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com is really the best place to reach us. Hope you guys had a brilliant week. I've been trying to stay productive and busy. Just got out the White Studios. Shout out to those dudes over there. That was an amazing time, an amazing experience. And while I was there, I actually got to have a very, very amazing conversation with some amazing artists. Shout out to my boy Hassan. We're working on some stuff. That'll be very dope. And, hopefully we'll have some tasty morsels for you guys to listen to in a few upcoming weeks. But in addition to that, please stay tuned. Tonight we have the legendary, the one and only, the rhyme sayer, the song Amazer, the leader of the Black God Pantheon. Yes, none other than Mandella, aka Mandella Eskia. Black Zeus, the legend himself, is in the building tonight. We had a very dope conversation about the whole Bury Me in Gold series, his love for comics, his love for manga, his love for anime, and how that has been very influential to his art, but also how his revolutionary father, the great revolutionary hero, also played a huge role in the Bury Me in Gold series, and what he's doing now with his upcoming Meet the Gods project. So I definitely think that that's an amazing interview. You guys are in for a treat tonight. It's your boy Phantm Phuego. Let's jump into some music. I'll be right back. Shit.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey, how are you?
Yo.
Good brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I can't complain, sir. How's everything going? Just taking it one day at a time, like I'm sure we all are during these times.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'm glad to hear you well and good and in good spirits, sir. You know what I mean? I'm first and foremost just as a person that has a lot of love for you on a personal level, but just overall, your dopeness is needed for the world. So I'm glad you've been able to make it through these rocky times and you're still strong.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I'd argue I'm probably stronger.
Amen to that. So what's been good, brother? How are you? The wave is amazing. Your work ethic is amazing. The music is amazing. And I just want to give you the floor, brother, and the platform to just, let people know what you're working on currently. Explain to them everything behind the Bury Me in Gold series, and just introduce the world to how dope you are. Because I mean, I'm already a fan, but this is my fan is not the same as I can't express you like you can. So please, brother, the floor is yours.
All right. So first and foremost, Bury Me in Gold Volume 1, Volume 2, available on all platforms. I go by the name of Mandella Eskia, aka Black Zeus. I represent a collective Black God Pantheon. So I guess we'll start from early on. So Bury Me in Gold, Volume 1 and Volume 2, both were inspired by the passing of my father, my Baba, because that's what I called him, Alambe Braff, who, if you Google him, is a known activist, Pan Africanist. And so at his funeral, there were so many people, like Farrakhan sent people there, and there was just so many people from all over the world and from the movement that came to honor him. To me, it was almost like he was being buried in gold, because it was like he was going out in such a grand fashion. And so
Right.
that's where I got the concept for Bury Me in Gold from. And then since then, I linked up with the homie Minecraft, and we made 2 projects: Bury Me in Gold Volume 1, which is 7 tracks, and Bury Me in Gold Volume 2, which is about, I think, 11 tracks. Um, yeah, so that's, that's what inspired those records. And then right now, I'm in the process of working on a new project called We the Gods, and that's basically almost done. Right now, I'm just recording new stuff, just to have new stuff. But yeah, that's what we at. And We the Gods is really more about community, and I made it, or I'm making it, to like honor the communities that I've had the pleasure of being a part of as an up and coming artist from NYC. So that's really just meant to uplift. Like, I got voice notes from all types of homies. I got cats from South Africa bigging me up on that project and stuff like that. I just got some beats from this fire ass artist from Nigeria named Sayato, the artist. Um, yeah, so that's where I'm at with it right now. I don't know if that answers everything, but
No, brother. Thank you. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Number one. Number two, I mean, it's great. One, the growth. Two, the continuing to explore your sound and continuing to not settle. Because I mean, to not rest on your laurels, so to speak, to not be, fancy with the soliloquy, but like to not
mm,
rest on the successes you've had already. Like, that's so dope that you keep pushing your sound forward. You keep trying to reinvent yourself and re-challenge yourself. And I think that's really what's going to help you continue to climb the ladder. And as the test of time will show, man, I think your catalog will be something people would bump for a very long time.
yeah. Thank you, man. I mean, people to this day still give me um props for the first volume, Bury Me in Gold, and the second one. So, I've realized that my music has already, just at this level, already stood the test of time with a lot of people. So, once it gets to the global, well, it's already getting to the global scale, but once it gets to the super duper scale, I already know
So, of
how
course,
people
that's
are gonna
coming.
interact with it. Yeah.
That's a fact.
So, yeah. But yeah, for me, it's just about making sure that I'm creating the most honest piece of work that I can when I'm writing a song, because, a lot of dudes, I could rap my ass off. Anybody that knows me, I could curse on here, right?
Yeah, no, brother,
Yeah,
please feel free to express. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Anybody
Yeah,
that knows me, that really knows me, know I'm exceptional at rapping. I can adapt to any style if need be. If you give me some time, I'm pretty good at writing rhymes. I've been like that since I was a kid. But at the same time, I've done a whole lot with rapping, with just rapping. After a while, it starts to get, to me, a little boring. So for me, what I started to do, and why, how I created the last few projects I've been creating, is really just, all right. So the rapping is great, but where's the song, and how does the song connect to everything else, and how true is the song to me and who I am? And so
mm,
doing that has, as I think, elevated my style, because at first, coming up, like from 17 all the way up, even from before then, I had all the punchlines. He got mad punchlines. He nice. I was just the dude that jump in a cipher and just kill everybody and make people not want to rap. And after a
that's a
while,
fact.
I was just like,
That's a
all right,
fact.
this is cool, but, you know, and so I
It's
really
not
just
getting you
started.
where you was trying to go.
Yeah, and everybody I look up to, all the rappers I look up to, they all made songs that, and music that, like, changed my life and made me want to be like, damn, how did they do that? It made me think. And so for
Mm,
me, I want to do that for other people. So for me, ultimately, the song is paramount. So if I'm writing a song, and I have people that I trust and I send songs out to and they give me feedback. But if I'm writing a song and like I just end up going off on one part and it doesn't fit the song, then I might have to cut that part. As dope as it is, as great as the lyrics are, if it doesn't serve the song, then why am I doing it? Just to show people that I can rap? Yo?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. I don't
Just
know
to
what
jump back
happened,
in,
but
yeah,
back. Yeah.
not sure what's going on with that. Yeah, but please continue, man. Just to jump back in, you were saying that. Hello? I'm sorry. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello?
Yes, sir.
It said you connected. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I was saying, please feel free to jump back in. Thank you so much for your patience.
Yeah, I forget exactly where I was at, but basically, it's just the whole idea is that as I've gotten more into creating and music, that I've gotten more into being more about like choosing, making sure that I know that the song is above all else, unless I'm just freestyling, but or just rapping for the purpose of rapping. But to me, the song is paramount. So I want to make sure that the song has everything it needs, and if there's pieces that I don't need in there that don't help serve the song or push it forward, then I take those out. So, but
So
yeah.
would you say you're becoming more like you've been able to refine your craft more as time has progressed, and now you really at a point, from what I'm hearing, to showcase your art in its purest form. If I'm not being too cheesy or whatever, or your art as you really have refined it to a point where it's like it's been chiseled away so much that like I know exactly what my record should sound like. I know what a Mandella Eskia record is. I know what my fan base likes, and I know what new fans who I want to add on would also appreciate as I continue to grow. Is that kind of what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you can say that. Ultimately, for me, it's like I guess I have a sound, but I'm always like I'm one of them type of rappers that I'm always gonna switch it up because I don't want to be bored with my music either. So,
Absolutely.
but to me, it's ultimately like not necessarily the sound, but more of the content and aesthetics and style in which the message is delivered, right? So,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely. Maybe
so,
sound was the wrong thing because sound could kind of get boxy and generic. But
yeah,
what I should have said was like you know the colors that you can really like twist with your paintbrush, and you know how to blend those colors together. Like you can take green and
yeah,
yellow, some blue, and and add some red to the top and the sides, and throw a little orange and some flavors in there. You know how to blend, and you know how to make what you do look beautiful.
yeah, and that's very interesting that you use colors because that's like me and my homeboy, one of the members of my collective Black God Pantheon, always talk about colors in music and how colors are important, like the different hues that the
Absolutely.
song can give you. And so I'm very much about that. And exactly when I'm putting together my projects and I'm putting the track list together, I usually color the tracks like in like I use whatever color I see when I think about the track or I hear it. I use that color when I write the name of the tracks down because I
Mm,
want to make sure I'm getting a full spectrum of color. So that to me is very important. Understanding how to use different colors to benefit the message that you're trying to get across, and also being able to know when you're ready to mess with a new style or jump into a new style, or being very secure in who you are as a songwriter and a person, that when you jump into a new style or you do something new, you still being you even with that style. Like a perfect example of that, I know I get compared to him a lot, but I think Kendrick Lamar does that. He'll use different
absolutely.
sounds and styles, but at the same time, he makes sure that his voice is still his voice within that sound, and that's an important thing because you don't want to jump to a new sound and then just become that sound without any without having part of you in that sound. You know what I mean? So that's yeah, pretty much it. But I've just been refining, and I'm sure I got a lot of work to do, but I'm really happy at where I'm at right now. As an artist, a songwriter, a creator. It's positive.
Absolutely. So what would you say at this level in your creation, you creating your craft keeps you inspired and keeps you going? Like what is that thing? Is it the memories of your father? Is it the fans? Is it a combination of a couple things of life
I think it's
putting a
a
potluck
combination of
together?
all
Like,
those things. Because
mm,
for one, I'm a very heavy believer in ancestors.
absolutely.
I feel like, I've been given a gift for a reason. I was blessed enough to have the father I had, and I think he would want me not to give up on on my, I don't want to say dream because it's cliche, but on what I do in my passion. And so that definitely has a big play on it. I'm also like a natural resistant to a fault probably type of person. So
Mm,
like I bounce back from things um pretty well. And so that helps me with like because dealing with, and you're in the music business, you're gonna have to deal with constant disappointment, thinking
yes,
something's gonna
sir.
happen, it doesn't necessarily happen. So that comes into play. But
Amen.
also just my ultimate, I just love hip hop and have since forever. And not just hip hop, just music in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love music. I love being introduced to new forms of music. Like right now, I'm heavy on this fucking with this UK shit and what's going on in Africa. Cause I've been collaborating with a couple artists in like Nigeria, South Africa, and I'm really fucking with their sound and what they're doing. So that's really what it is for me. I'm just I'm in love with the craft, and so that keeps me going. In many
So
ways.
should we expect the Afro beat, Mandela Eskia album in the near future? Should we
I
expect
don't
the
know.
Afro beat?
I don't know about a whole album. I might do some Afro swing shit because I had that's some like J Hus sound and shit maybe. But
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
it just has to make sense. You know what I'm saying? If I hear the beat and I feel like, oh, okay, I know how I gotta come on this, then it'll
Mm.
happen. You know?
Absolutely,
That
absolutely. That sounds like a beautiful thing, and I definitely think myself, especially included, will definitely be uh, chomping at the bit when that actually does happen. But
yeah.
how so like through everything that's been going on in this insane year, man? How have you been able to keep productive and stay busy at your craft? How this year's uh rocky roads impacted you, or has it not been rocky at all? Has it been super smooth for you? Because I mean, you look at some of like the bigger labels like UMG and stuff. Billboard magazine is reporting 3.5% increase in sales even throughout for this quarter. So it's like, has your road been good? Has it been smooth? Has it been a combination? How have you kept
Um,
busy during these times?
Yeah, life is up and down, man. That's just life. But for the most part, I can't say that I can complain as much. Like, a lot of things have happened for me during this time that I don't know if they would have happened if this time didn't happen. So can't really complain. Like now I'm recording at home. Like you know, I got I've saved the most amount of money that I've ever saved before in my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's music money. That's shit that I can reinvest back into my craft. I started an LLC with my name. So I've done a lot of things. I'm still not, exactly where I want to be, but that's, I don't know if I'll ever be exactly where I want to be because I feel like I'll get somewhere and be like, nah, I want to be here now. You know what I mean? And
There
that's just
you go.
the
Oh,
nature
amen.
of ambition sometimes. But
Nature of
yeah,
ambition. I like. Like.
I can't think of anything that's been really, really, really bad for me during this time. This time has been pretty good, here and there some like family stuff, but like I'm healthy. You know what I mean? Knock on wood, actually, I'm healthy. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying? I've
absolutely,
been
absolutely.
connecting with
Knock on
the
wood. Knock
home,
on wood.
yeah, collaborating with new artists, and so I can't really say that it's been negative, but life is up and down. So life is life.
Oh, but it don't hurt to talk your shit, man. If you feel good, man, you healthy, you pretty, you hit hard, all that shit is good, man. Like that's
No,
it's
you're right.
good to have positive affirmations through the madness, man, to keep spirits up. So ain't nothing wrong with that, King.
Yeah, you ain't never lie, bro. Shit.
That's what's up, big brother. So So like as far as expanding the art craft goes, should we also expect to see you in any more video roles? Like you think about also expanding into acting more? Because I mean, you definitely do have a personality that lends itself to being on camera, like in a variety of ways. Like what are your next what is your long term uh out plan looking like right now?
So here's the thing. Like, I used to act when I was a kid. Actually, before I started rapping, I acted
Nice.
first. Um, but I'm not necessarily. I used to say that before, but I feel like that's like the no disrespect to anybody that wants to jump from rapping to acting, but it's almost a little cliche to me. It's like I'm gonna jump into acting. It's like if the
Mm,
opportunity presents itself and it makes sense, then I'll do it. But I really want to get into this shit that's going on with these young black artists creating these anime studios and creating anime that also represents different spectrums. You know what I mean? So what I would like to do
absolutely.
is start writing comic books and anime, and just have a team that can help me with my ideas and create some um, real dope animation. Because I've always been someone that was, like I loved fantasy cartoons and stuff like that growing up. Like I've always been somebody that has a huge imagination. So at some point, I would want to be able to jump into that realm and have my own studio that creates uh, anime, or collab with a studio and create a really dope anime, and collab with, create a comic book company and create really dope comics. You know what I mean? So like that's ultimately where I would like to end up. Um, yeah, that's that. I would say that would be my ambition outside of rap.
Do you feel like in terms of I don't know how familiar you are with like movie script like the breakdown of a movie script, but do you feel like that's like your long term goal that's been like since at the beginning of the film? Because like I mean, since I've known you, you've always had like a real passion for like the comics and the anime and that art form as well. So do you feel like that's kind of been something that's always been like the long term at the start of the film kind of thing, and like at the end of the film, like you will see your big production house. Like,
Yeah, I mean, maybe not the anime. Anime is something that I like that evolved from the comic book things, because I think they lend
oh,
well to each other. Um,
absolutely.
but when I was a kid, me and my cousin Branson, we used to draw comics and sell them to my parents. Like we drew these little terrible comics with this terrible artwork because we were kids, and we had our comic book characters. We had our own comic book universe. We had our comic book company was called Fast Fox Comics, and that's
Well,
where all of our characters existed. So I think of event. I always wanted to come back to that, but just really not drawing, because my cousin is really nice with artwork. He's amazing. But
yeah,
I
Brandon's a
don't.
beast.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a beast.
shout to him, man.
Yeah,
He's shout amazing, amazing.
yeah. But I don't necessarily know if I have the as far as art, as far as drawing. I don't have enough of the passion to draw to really be a great visual artist, I think. But as far as creating a story and like working with a team to flesh out the story and create characters, that's really where I would want to be. Yeah.
Very dope, man. Absolutely. I mean, you could. I mean, even just writing the stories could one day manifest itself into you having a whole production house, like you said, with a team of animators
Yeah.
working alongside you, helping you flesh your stories out, and adding the visual aspect to the auditory or the audible aspect that you bring. So I think that's very dope, man. I think that's actually a lane that you could actually exceed very well, and it wouldn't be anything outside your wheelhouse at all. Because I mean, from your very early music when you used to reference, comic book heroes so much, the love and the passion has always been very apparent. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think you would do excellent with that.
Yeah, that's what we're doing with it.
Cool, man. That's dope. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking the time out to do the interview today. Please let everybody know where they can find you at on every single platform. And I'm always adding your joints to the show. So definitely people, please make sure y'all stream Mandella Eskia on every single platform. I'm always at least putting 2 or 3 of your joints in the show, brother, because I'm a big fan of the music and I just love the sound, man. So I'm trying to make sure they love it too. But yeah, the floor is yours, sir.
So, um, Tidal, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon, Spotify, the big one. search Mandella Eskia, Mandella. I know that's not the original spelling, but that's how I spell it. Eskia. So Mandella Eskia, and that's with two L's. My music, I'll show up. Just make sure you follow the music, and especially on Spotify, so you can get the updates. So when I drop new music, and then Twitter, Instagram, that's at Black Zeus with an X at the end. So that's BlackZeusX. I like to say Zeus. So you can check me out there.
Zeus?
And
Hey.
blackzeus.com, same way. BlackZeus.com. I got my EPK, a bunch of stuff up on there. You can check out the music, some of the videos. YouTube, same thing, Black Zeus with an X at the end. So yeah,
you got some really, not to cut you off, you have some amazing visuals up. So people, anybody who goes and checks his visuals out is in for a treat. So it's definitely good work.
That's what we're doing over there. But yeah, man, that's where you can find me. It's Mandella Eskia, aka Black Zeus, representing that Black God Pantheon. Y'all already know what it is. Well, y'all don't know, but y'all about to know. You know what I mean? Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And shout out to everybody in the Black God Pantheon, because they're all making super dope music. It's not like Mandela said, it's not just him by himself. He is the architect, I would say, and the brainchild behind like an amazing movement that's about to like smash through. So definitely shout out to the Black God Pantheon. Shout out to Mandella Eskia. Make sure you run up anything that says Black God Pantheon, Mandella Eskia, everywhere you see it. Thank you so much for your time, brother. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Peace and blessings, brother.
Yeah, we're back. So it's been a very interesting week. Those who follow the WNBA, there's been a lot of high energy around two amazing players. One is Candace Wiggins, and she came out with a very big expose, and which was also picked up by some other notable papers, most notably the Bleacher Report. But I want to get it right. I believe it was the Sun Sentinel that initially carried the story. I apologize if that's the wrong paper, but definitely check out the Candace Wiggins article where she is talking about her experiences in the NBA. And anybody who follows the WNBA, I'm sorry, not the NBA, the WNBA, Women's National Basketball Association, knows that Candace Wiggins was a 4-year standout at Stanford, where she averaged about 20 points a game during her amazing college career. And she actually did win a championship in the WNBA as well as a championship overseas playing for the Greek national team, if I'm not mistaken. So she's had a very illustrious career. This is a woman who can really give it to anybody, man, woman, child, grown up, doesn't matter. She gets buckets and she's a beast. If I'm not mistaken, Slam had her on the cover when she was just coming out of Stanford with a Knicks jersey on, because they were pretty much saying, they felt that her game would literally translate to the men's league. She's that good. And she had a pretty good career, did 9 really solid seasons, unfortunately, but had a lot of injuries to Achilles, a lot of surgeries, about 8, if I'm not mistaken, and which first started in the 3rd year of her amazing tenure in the league, because when she first came into the league, she was killing them 15 points a game and then 13 points a game second season. They starting to figure your game out a little bit, see how you dribble, see how you cross, see your favorite spots. So, but to pretty much replicate what you did in your first season into your second season is not shabby at all. There were very high hopes for her, but unfortunately, due to some Achilles injuries, she started to suffer in her 3rd season. She may not have had the career that a lot of us expected her to have, which is crazy because, again, 19 points a game at Stanford. She was expected to come into the league and go to work, and of course she did really put up amazing numbers. But as the news articles state, unfortunately, as her career waned with the injuries, she was not the amazing, stellar standout and first overall option for a team as she was in the beginning of her career. So I say all that to say that, she's an amazing player. She's had an illustrious career. She's a champion, and the amateur levels champion, and the professional ranks champion, and the professional ranks in big leagues overseas. So this is not a player who's had to do this for attention, to write this story that she wrote to garner attention. So she pretty much is insinuating that 98% of the Women's National Basketball Association, the WNBA, is homosexual. And she wasn't saying that there was anything wrong with the female sexual preference, but she said that they made it a very much homosexual preferred environment. They were very mean to her. They were very nasty to her. They physically assaulted her. They intentionally injured her. They would foul her much harder than they would foul her homosexual teammates. They would attack her at every single turn, on and off the court. She even alleged that the attacks would go as far as off the court, because coaches, administrators, team assistants, workout partners, people that just handle everything from your baggage to the ball girls, a overwhelming majority of all of the administrative, coaching staff, business teams, business staff are all homosexual, in addition to the players. It is a very homosexual environment, and it is not friendly to people who do not participate in the homosexual lifestyle. She said she had to quit the league prematurely. She feels that they deliberately injured her several times and caused her to have these 8 surgeries. Surgeries happen, injuries happen when you're playing, so I don't know. I wasn't there. She's a professional player and she understands that injuries happen, I would imagine. And she's been getting hurt her entire career, so I imagine she knows that. But I also imagine that if you play ball a lot, if you play any sport a lot, you know what a proper foul is. You know what somebody hitting you intentionally versus somebody accidentally hitting you too hard in the heat of the moment, in the spur of the moment, just being impassioned or enthralled in their emotions. Those things can happen. She said, no, these all went above and beyond being enthralled in your emotions, being irate, being enthralled in the game, getting your tail whooped, getting your ass bust. This went past all of that, and this went to people attacking her for being heterosexual, attacking her for not only being heterosexual, but celebrating femininity, celebrating being a woman. She felt that the WNBA is pushing and propelling their players to appear more like the NBA players and to carry themselves with a macho mystique in their pursuit of trying to balance out the checkbooks and get equal pay. They want the players to be more aggressive, more macho, more manly, she asserts. Which is why now she is transitioning to a career in volleyball and wants to professionally play volleyball, another sport that she did exceptionally well at through her amateur ranks. So I really, really, really wish her well. I really hope that she finds the healing and the comfort and the love that she needs in this new sport. I hope that she does exceptionally well. I hope she wins a bunch of championships and goes on to have the life that she desires, because this is somebody who really put a lot of time and energy and effort into becoming amazingly good at a craft, being one of the few people that's good enough at your craft to be able to play not only in the WNBA, but play in professional leagues all around the world and win huge titles, to be able to fly on planes and ride in limos and to pay for your family's lifestyle because of your ability to shoot, dribble, pass, and have a layup package. Says a lot about your game. You are one of the elites when it comes to that. You are one of the few that can do that at a professional level. You are one of the few that people want to see do that, and it is entertaining and engaging. But unfortunately, because of, as some of the reports I was reading, the average viewership of a WNBA game is about 200,000, whereas the average viewership of an NBA game is about 1.6 million. They definitely have a lot of catching up to do, but I mean, the NBA has been here for so much longer. And I think sometimes that's overlooked in these conversations about fair pay, is that it is, to me, and I know this may rub some people the wrong way, and feel free to email me, hisghettopointofview@gmail.com, hisghettopointofview@gmail.com, HISGHETTO pointofview@gmail.com. This is His Ghetto Point of View, anchorfm.com, also found on Spotify and every place. Dope, amazing, thought-provoking, engaging, entertaining, enlightening podcasts are streamed. I know this may ruffle some people's feathers. I was having this conversation about morality versus business. You can't expect a business that's been in business for 50, 60 years to pay its employees the same salary as a business that's been going for like 20 years, 30 years. Those businesses don't have the same amount of time. They don't have the same amount of track record with fans. They haven't failed and succeeded the same amount of times. I mean, the NBA has literally failed and succeeded a bunch of times. There was a time when there was nobody watching the NBA. The NBA almost folded because the ABA with Dr. J and all of those amazing African-American players was killing it, and everybody wanted to go watch that. Everybody wanted to go watch the Rucker. Everybody wanted to watch everything but a bunch of Jewish men run up and down the court by themselves, pretending as if nobody else could play the game. And don't get me wrong, some of the greatest players ever came out of that period. George Mikan, the Mikan drill is one of the best drills for big men, even to this day. I'm teaching my daughter the Mikan drill right now. Get them hands up, catch that ball. I mean, those things very much work. But to pretend that the game didn't get more exciting when we allowed players who were more athletic, who played with a flair, with a tenacity, with a certain pizzazz that you may only get growing up the way they grew up, that you may only acquire with hunger, that you may only achieve through rough times. I mean, allowing those players to also play in the league. It was beautiful, and that's not to say that Jewish players who lived in the projects, who originally a lot of poor Jewish people played a lot of basketball, which is why still today so many Jewish people like basketball. They really were the face of the league for a very long time. When the league first started, the first players in the league were all Jewish. So you can understand all that. I'm just in a very nice way trying to say that it doesn't make sense to me that you would expect the WNBA to get paid anything near where the NBA players get paid. There's just too much of a track record of success. The league has too many assets. It has too much built up loyalty with consumers. It has insane deals across a bunch of different brands are loyal to the NBA because the NBA has demographics that those brands need, the people that those brands want to see, the people that those brands want buying their stuff go to WNBA games. T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon, Coke, Pepsi, Budweiser, Coors, Snapple. I mean, you name it, the list goes on and on. These people they have stores inside arenas. Their products are sold at the venues and concession stands. I mean, they have stores around the arenas. They have restaurants around the arenas, all because the people who go to these games also want to get a bite to eat. The people who all go to these games may see a movie first, may shop at the mall first. It may be somebody's birthday. It may turn into a whole day where somebody gets a jersey from an NBA store or a Mitchell & Ness store or a Sporting Models store, something that is in the immediate vicinity, because I know when I go to the Barclays Center, there's a Models right there. There's other sporting goods. There's an Adidas store right there. So, I mean, you can immediately buy nice merch in the venue, in the arena itself, or you can go to these amazing shops, which will have other customized stuff, other unique stuff that they might not have at the venue itself. And I'm saying all this to say these are all a part of how much the contracts the NBA players get are. And if the WNBA players want that level of cachet, want that level of equality, they've got to be able to pull and draw all those businesses together. And the only way you draw all those businesses together is if you draw that level of attention. So Candace Wiggins was the type of player that drew that level of attention. When 200,000 people watched a game, a bunch of them were watching to see Candace Wiggins play. Even after the injuries, even after she started coming off the bench, Candace Wiggins' name rings bells. As we say in the hood, her name ring bells, her blade stay bloody. She gets to it. She goes hard. She grinds. And I have to say that what I really didn't like to see was how so many WNBA players immediately came out and gave her a firestorm of backlash. And said that she was wrong, and maybe that was her experience, but there's no way that the numbers in the WNBA, of homosexuals are that high with the amount of people that are married or in relationships, heterosexual relationships, etc. What I would say to that, and I know this again may rub some people the wrong way, but his ghetto point of view at gmail.com is the email. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com is the email if I rubbed you the wrong way with what I'm saying. But what I will say is, you're familiar with the concept of a beard, right? Are you familiar with the concept of a beard? Do you know what a beard is? And I'm not just talking about the hair on someone's face. When we talk about a beard, and it's a thing that is used, a woman, in the terms of a man, homosexual, he will have a beard or a beautiful woman on his arm, and even a family sometimes, to cover up his homosexual tendencies, his homosexual deeds, his homosexual activities, may possibly even his homosexual relationship or his homosexual marriage. A beard. It wouldn't surprise me if women have something called a clutch, a purse. I wouldn't be surprised if women have a clutch, and that clutch is a strapping man and some beautiful kids, maybe even a dog, and giving off the appearance of having that type of lifestyle. I mean, look at us. We live in such a judgmental world and in such an age where people don't feel they can be themselves. Be yourself. Do your thing. Do I personally live a homosexual lifestyle? No, I don't. Do I know people who do? Absolutely. That's the end of that. Shout out to everybody living their life and being their true self. Shout out to everybody allowing everybody else to be their true selves and not forcing your agenda, your perspective, or your way of the world on other people. Shout out to everybody listening to other people's perspectives, because sometimes, unfortunately, when you have these big, massive movements going on, the people who don't align with the bigger movements can sometimes seem incompetent, naive, old school, Neanderthalic, too different, too weird, maybe too future forward, too into the tomorrow world to think about what we're doing today. So people that don't fall into the now and what's current and trendy and popping can definitely be attacked. And Candace Wiggins seems like she was just a young lady who did not fall into the now, did not fall into what she felt was a culture of groupthink. And that's truly sad that she wasn't embraced and loved for who she truly was, because she gave so much to the game of basketball. She gave so much to the WNBA. I mean, these young ladies are fighting for financial statuses in that league because they're saying it's a crippled league. It's a league that doesn't get the viewership or the support, even from females. And I hate to say that, even from females who generally lead the buying conversations in many, many categories. And a lot of the things made in our society are geared toward female purchasing, because females have a ton of purchasing power. You can argue in many demographics, many races, many nationalities, many neighborhoods, females have the majority of the purchasing power. Now, you may have very rich and wealthy gentlemen in those neighborhoods, those areas, those groups, but commercials on TV, commercials on the sides of buses, billboard ads, print ads, ads on your social media devices, digital ads, video ads on YouTube, video ads on Spotify, video ads on Instagram, Facebook. 90% of these ads are geared toward females. Even the ads that sell male products are geared toward females, because it will most likely be a female encouraging or purchasing that thing for a man. Especially a man that's in a marriage or a relationship. So tons and tons and tons, the majority of products are geared toward females. Purchasing power. Even products for men. Crazy, but it's true. And if you really look at how things are, commercials are done, You have to concede that. These commercials are geared toward the people who can buy the most, who like to buy the most, who enjoy buying, who enjoy spending, and there's nothing wrong with that. Ladies, I think that's awesome. Somebody gotta buy all this fly stuff out here, right? And as Dave Chappelle has said, men, if we could get away with it. We would live in a cardboard box. We buy a car because a woman needs us to drive her around safely. We buy a nice car because we want to make sure not only is she safe, but she feels luxurious in the ride. Buy nice clothes because women like to see their men looking nice, or men that they are potentially seeing to suit. Men who are pursuing them, or men who they're pursuing. Women who they're pursuing, they like to see their partners look nice. They like to see them ride nice, live nice, dress nice, eat well. Go on trips, go places, do beautiful things. And those are the things that make life wonderful. And marketers know this, and businesses know this, that women like to do those things, and they bring forth those things to the people that they're around. They make their lives better for the most part. Like, I'm not gonna lie, having the right women around you will make your life exponentially better. Having the right woman by your side will make your life exponentially better. You also have a daughter or two. They will also work hard to make your life better. If you are in a group of working people and there are a few women in the workplace, they will bring all of the coffee and the waters and the sodas and the donuts, and they will do all these things. They will bring potpourri for the bathroom and Lysol wipes, and they will do these things to make the workplace better. If you are in a job situation with women, if you go to a business meeting where women are heading the meeting, there will be all types of hors d'oeuvres served. There will be appetizers. They may order food. Not saying that men don't do this in their meetings as well, but very often those men have amazing women on their staffs who coordinate these things for them, and they just give them the card and say, sure, please go purchase it, and they will set up an amazing display. And not saying men don't do these things as well, but I think, me personally, I just love a woman's touch on these things. And I say all that to say, consumers and businesses, consumers, marketing companies, consumer report companies know these things. They see the buying patterns of everybody, and they see that women drive most of the spending habits, and they make sure to focus their attention, their commercials accordingly, to create the attention they need to take advantage of that. So I say all that to say, I hope Candace Wiggins has the life she wants to have now. I wish that the WNBA women would have embraced her better, and in their apologies, they wouldn't have been so second-handed backslapping her and backstabbing her. If that's not the experience you guys had, fine. But as some of you so eloquently stated in your backhanded slaps, that's her experience that she had. That's her experience that she had. That is her experience that she had. And instead of honoring the experience that she had, that she felt she was attacked, she felt she was physically assaulted to the point that it debilitated her career. Instead of being more respectful and protecting this woman, she was cast out. She was made to feel wrong and indifferent, and like she didn't matter because she was heterosexual. This is the experience she's recounting from her eyes, and she was in that league for long enough, almost a decade, where I'm sure she expressed that to enough people that if people wanted to, something could have been done about it. Before now, she had to write a book and go out publicly talking about this. So I say shame on the WNBA, shame on the league, shame on the league office, shame on everybody who's an administrator of the league, shame on the labor union for not jumping in and making sure this woman felt loved and supported and nurtured and protected. Shame on everybody who allowed this society and this environment and this culture to exist, because I'm sure it does. It's your boy Phantm Phuego. This is his Ghetto Point of View. Let's jump into some music. We'll be back. Man, shout to Foco, Foco. They have the best coconut water, juice, whatever you consider this. Now, somebody somewhere is gonna curse me out, and feel free to send the curse out to hisghettopointofview@gmail.com, hisghettopointofview@gmail.com, or feel free to light up my Instagram, hisghettopointofview, HGPOV show, cause they're gonna be like, no, coconut milk is one thing, coconut water is one thing. You shouldn't even be drinking it if you don't know what the hell you're talking about. All that might be true, but this thing is so good for you, so full of antioxidants, so nourishing, so full of vitamins and minerals, and it rehydrates your body to the umpteenth degree. So I'm drinking this Phuego, Jugo de Coco. I am drinking the shit out of this. Shouts to the Phuego team. Phuego you too. If you mad at me drinking this, Phuego you. But anyway, on a more serious note, guys, R.I.P. to Herman Cain, who unfortunately was lost to coronavirus complications after reportedly attending Trump's recent rally. R.I.P. to Herman Cain. R.I.P. to Herman Cain. You left an illustrious career in the world of politics, and I can't say I agree with everything that brother did in the world of politics, but I'm very sad to I'm so sorry, guys. I'm very sad to see that man go. And I hope the world is pleased with him in 30, 40, 50 years from now. We'll look back on that man's work, and hopefully people will be pleased and he'll be looked at in a favorable light. It's been a very long week. R.I.P. 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 to everybody we lost this week. R.I.P. to John Lewis, the amazing pioneer, the civil rights legend. Walked with Martin, sat with a lot of amazing leaders, was a champion of civil rights for a lot of decades, fought, walked, boycotted, got arrested, fought again, got arrested some more. I mean, the list goes on and on. May the world be pleased with your work, and may we honor your sacrifices. And I see that they took him on tour, and he's had several services, and it was very much deserved. And when you live the life like that, you want to go out that way. You want to be remembered properly, and you don't want to be remembered that way because you could care less. But it's good to see somebody like that get just rewards. So people were mad that Trump didn't attend his funeral service, but I mean, I can't really, if they weren't really allies, I can understand why Trump may not felt the need to go, though he did send his heartfelt condolences to the family. I do remember when Trump was inaugurated and he refused to attend Trump's inauguration ceremony. So, yes, is the time somebody passes the time where you should be harping on the fact that they didn't come to your inauguration? No. But is the time they pass also now a time to pretend like you guys were great friends? I don't agree with that either. I don't think people should start acting like, oh my God, we were bosom buddies or we were the best of colleagues now that this person has passed. I think that, as we say in the streets, you should keep your energy. And what does that mean? That means if we were just, work associates, I don't expect you to come to my funeral. If you want to come, awesome. But I'm not sure my family would even have a place for you if you're somebody like Trump and me and you have these insanely opposing views to one another. I'm not sure if you'd even be welcome. So I'm not sure if Trump would have been welcome even if he wanted to go. And I don't know if having that type of political firestorm happen at such a great man's funeral would have been a good thing. I don't know if having Barack there asking for votes for Democrats and Trump sitting there would have been the best thing. So I think the most respectful thing he could have done was just send his condolences to the family, send his love and support to the family, send any type of financial contributions the family may have needed, which I'm sure that's already been done as a part of his life insurance and him being a part of that high level of politics. I'm sure all of that is already in place. So I don't know if Trump going would have been the best thing, because you have Nancy Pelosi there, you have Barack Obama there, you have all these high-level Democrats there who are going to be viciously attacking you as they're speaking at this man's funeral. Why take the attention away from Mr. Lewis at his funeral to have people attack Trump? And, love him or hate him, I think he's an idiot. I think has enough intelligent people around him, if you don't think he's intelligent himself, to know better than to take that moment and detract away from the great life and the great works of that man. So I honestly didn't have a problem with that. And again, if you have a problem with me saying that, his ghetto point of view at gmail.com. I feel like my email gonna be lit up this week. I feel like my email is gonna be lit up this week with a lot of fire and vitriol. I feel like my inbox, his ghetto point of view on Instagram, HGPOV show, HD podcast on Instagram. Check me out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I feel like my email is gonna be lit up with a lot of very friendly, interesting, funny, humorous, and always educational and always enlightening conversations that I have with you, my great audience. So thank you guys so much. Let's jump into some more music before we get out of here. This has been his ghetto point of view. I'm your host, Phantm Phuego. This has been a really good show, man. It's been dope. Let's get some more music in before we get out of here. Cheers. Yo, it's been an amazing show. Once again, R.I.P. to Herman Cain. R.I.P. to John Lewis. Much love to Candace Wiggins. I hope everything goes well with your healing. Much love to the WNBA in general, sending love and healing and peace and blessings. I know I didn't get to the second WNBA story. I promise to get to it next week, guys. I promise that it'll still be spicy next week. People will still be talking about it next week. This is the love and hate relationship I have with this world of the media. It is what it is. You guys make it worth it, though. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate it. Like I swear. It's your boy Phantm Phuego. This has been his ghetto point of view, where I bring you the news, views, previews, and reviews with just a twist of my ghetto point of view. Shout out to the whole team at Anchor FM. Shout out to everybody at Spotify. Shout out to everybody who lets me bring this show to you guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Wherever dope podcasts are streamed, his ghetto point of view is there. See you guys next Sunday. We out. Peace.